All right, what's going on, guys? Hope y'all are staying motivated, high speed, and accomplishing your goals, whatever they may be. Got a hot ticket item for you, okay? Some news just got released in regard to Ranger School, in regard to the Ranger Physical Assessment specifically. There's been some rumors going around for the last maybe 12 months or so that ARTB, the Airborne Ranger Training Brigade, has been looking at changing the standards for the RPA. And I just happened to come across some official news in regard to that. And it looks like they are absolutely looking to change the RPA to something that is much different than the traditional RPFT, which is the 2 minutes of push-ups, the 2 minutes of sit-ups, the 5-mile run, and then the max pull-ups event. That's going away, I can tell you that right now. And since Gritty Soldier is one of the best resources out there in regard to Ranger School, I wanted to make sure to bring you guys up to speed with everything that's coming in down the line. So we'll talk about the new changes. I'll let you guys know what to expect and when to expect it. And I also want to assure you guys that the current Gritty Soldier Ranger School fitness program is still the program that you should be using regardless of these changes for now. Because one of the most important parts to this update is that no changes, and this is coming straight from ARTB, no changes will be made to the RPA any earlier than 2024, which means that all the current standards as they are today are going to remain that way for the remainder of the year. So if you're using that program already, or if you're looking at getting it to train up for Ranger School, the program is still exactly what you need to get ready for the school. And if you're looking for the program, I'll put a link to it right here, and I will also put it in the description for you. It is the best Ranger School fitness program you're going to find out there, hands down. And as these physical standards, for the RPA at least, change and moving into 2024, we will relook that program and we will update it accordingly. So no worries. All right, guys, so let's get into the changes that have been announced by ARTB, officially by ARTB. Here is the message that's going around that was originally released by Blue Green Training. They own a Discord server that gives you access to direct information that's announced by ARTB. You can also go on there and talk to recent Ranger School grads and RIs that are actually serving within ARTB currently. Now that the ConUp has made its way out there, I'll expand as much as I can on RPA 2.0. It will be in full OCPs plus boots, a 1 mile run, 6 chin-ups, 100 meter kettlebell carry, just like the ACFT, 100 meter IMTs with a 3 to 5 second rush in the prone every 5 meters. That's up-downs drills, right? So I'm up, he sees me, I'm down, that kind of thing. 100 meter Skedco drag with 185 pounds, and then to top it all off, an additional 2 mile run. These events will be back-to-back without any break. 27 minutes in total is potentially the standard, but that is to be determined. Now, they go on to talk about further testing and iron out all the kinks, that they're still making updates, but this is the initial plan for what the RPA 2.0 will look like. So it hasn't all been figured out. They're still hashing things out, but it's going to be something like this. Now, I've already heard from a lot of you out there that they've been testing this for, at least 4 weeks now. They've been testing it with iBullet classes. I have a friend who said that they tested it after his OCS graduation. So they are currently actively testing out this new RPA standard. I want to harp on another part that they say here, because I had already said it at the beginning of this video. I want to show you that this is coming directly from ARTB. Once again, if you are going to school anytime this calendar year, 2023, keep preparing to take the original RPA. As of now, expect the new RPA to be conducted starting the first class of 2024. So now I'll show you the glide path that was briefed to the commander of ARTB so that you can get an idea of how they're looking at actually implementing this and when. So here's the official glide path. They first created this POAM in July, so that's just last month, okay? This is all brand new. Now, in all of August, they're looking to conduct rehearsals in A-Bullock, that's Armor Bullock, I-Bullock, Infantry Bullock, and RAST. While they're doing this, it looks like they're taking videos of the rehearsals, and then they're gonna push those videos and the standards to FORSCOM for approval no later than 22 August 23. First week of September, they want to have those standards refined so that they can push it back up for final approval no later than 10 September. And then they want to look at implementation of the new standard by class 0224, 30 October, so the beginning of the fiscal year. And that is the best hope scenario, okay? Now, we all know the Army likes to drag their feet a little bit. This is the Army that we're talking about here. It's probably gonna take a little longer than that, but that's best case scenario. That's what they're shooting for. But like I said, and this is showing you, the change has not taken place yet. It actually just started in July, and now they're working through all the changes. They still have to get everything rehearsed. They still have to get through all the approvals and the refinements and everything like that. we all know that's going to take a little bit of time, regardless of what this poem says. So here's a slide that outlines the RPA 2.0 events in uniform. So again, it's going to be completely conducted in full OCPs and boots. You'll start off with a 1 mile run. You'll conduct 6 chin-ups, 100 meter, 40 pound kettlebell in each hand. So 2 kettlebells carry, 100 meter IMT event, 100 meter, 185 pound Skedco drag. So just like you're carrying an average size battle buddy behind you, and topped off with a 2 mile run. And the standard is that you have to get that done in 27 minutes or less. So what are my thoughts on this? First of all, looking at these events, they definitely seem more applicable to a combat-oriented school or situation. I like that it starts with running and then it implements events that are combat-oriented sort of fitness, and then it ends with another run. I like that. I also like that everything's done in uniform because, I mean, when was the last time you were in a combat situation and you were in PTs? This also doesn't look very threatening to me. All right, it doesn't look like something that would be too hard to pull off. Now, I'm a runner, so the runs are already, you know, I'm not worried about the runs at all. 6 chin-ups is nothing, in my opinion, right? That's just the normal standard that we used to see with the RPFT. You got to be able to do 6 chin-ups. The 100 meter IMT, the way I'm seeing that is just burpees moving forward, all right? Honestly, the best way that you're going to be able to train for an event like that, if you're not doing the IMTs themselves, would be burpees. The Skedco drag, though, that's going to be a killer, especially that they put it at the end of all those other events. That's going to suck. The 100 meter, 185 pound Skedco drag might not seem too bad on paper, but I can tell you from personal experience, that's going to be a long 100 meters. I wonder if they're going to allow you to pull backwards like you do during the ACFT, because that's what we're training for, right? Typically during the workdays. So I wonder if they're going to allow you to do it either way, whatever you see fit. You know, it'd be great if you could switch it up as you're doing it, like pull a little bit in front of you, pull a little bit moving backwards, something like that. That would just help switch it up and help you to get through that event faster. But all in all, this doesn't seem too bad. I'm gonna have to run through this event myself personally, and I'll probably make another video of that to see how this actually goes and to see if the 27-minute standard is actually something to worry about or not. Now, a buddy of mine told me that they were doing a test after OCS, and the average time for those guys and gals was 30 minutes. So that means they definitely weren't meeting the standards. 3 minutes is a long time to be off. But then again, it's not like they were training specifically for the RPA 2.0, right? They were just kind of taking it on a whim. They probably weren't super motivated about it, or at least the majority of them weren't, because it's not like they were going to Ranger school or they had to pass the standard. You know, I'm sure just a bunch of RIs or something came down and just forced them to do this for PT one morning, and they just did it. So as they're working through their testing, we're really going to have to pay attention to how the standards shake out and whether or not they're going to adjust that time standard or adjust one of these events in general. I do want to say, if you are somebody who has been training up for Ranger School, or you have your own aspirations to go to the school here in the near future, don't let this new RPA standard stress you out. Because if you really think about it, although it does consist of some different events, it really is working the same muscle groups as the RPFT was. And what it seems like they're doing to me is they're taking what was the RPFT, or what still is currently the RPFT, and they're trying their best to blend that with the ACFT, and then they're slapping on some additional Ranger flavor, making you wear the OCPs and the boots as you take the PT test, which I think is a great idea. I like that they're doing that. But as long as you're somebody out there that takes PT seriously, you try to do your best on the ACFT, and you've been training up appropriately for the RPFT and for the remainder of Ranger School, you really should have no issue passing the RPA 2.0. So don't stress out. Everything's going to be fine. It's not as intimidating as it looks. But yeah, right off the bat, guys, this doesn't seem too bad to me. Just think about it. You know, none of these events are something that you can just get like 49, right? Like you're not going to fail push-ups anymore. Now you really have to not make it. Like the RIs can't cheat you. You either perform or you don't. So that's good. I really like that. You know, this is definitely an individual event. It's a non-stop event, and it really is a holistic physical approach to combat ready fitness. So overall, I like the idea, and I hope it gets implemented. We're just gonna have to see how it all shakes out. I wanna know what you guys think. I wanna know if you guys think this is a good idea that they're switching it up, or if they should have just kept it with the old RPFT. I want you to tell me what you like and don't like about it, And please, if you have experience with this, if you were one of the people out there, one of the soldiers out there that was going through some of the test trials, either after IBOLC, after OCS, something like that, and you have experience with taking this, let us know how it went for you. Let us know if you and your battle buddies, you guys out there, if you were actually able to meet that 27-minute time standard or not. And like I already mentioned, I'm definitely going to give the RPA 2.0 as it stands now a test trial myself, and I'll make sure to record it for you guys. We'll make a whole video out of it. I want to see if I can get 27 minutes or better doing this, and I haven't even trained specifically for this test. And again, I want to assure you that Gritty Soldier Fitness will absolutely make sure to stay up to date with the changes and the updates that happen with the RPA, and we will adjust the Ranger School Fitness program, that is the best Ranger School Fitness program you can find out there, appropriately according to what the standards will be here in the future. But that is the full update, guys. I just really wanted to push that out to you to make sure that you were tracking and that you knew the full situation so that the private news network didn't get the best of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We talk about all sorts of things on this channel. This channel is probably your best resource for information in regard to Ranger School. We talk about how to be successful at other Army hula schools, military career enhancement, fitness, motivation, all sorts of things that I'm sure you'll find useful to you. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll say it one more time, guys. Don't stress out about this new standard, okay? It's really not that much different than the RPA. I know it's like different physical events, but they're all working the same muscle groups. They're really just trying to figure out a way to blend the RPFT with the ACFT. So really, as long as you're training hard for the ACFT and you've been training hard for the RPFT, you're going to be just as successful with the RPA 2.0. So no stress, okay, guys? Keep training hard, keep staying motivated, and ensure that you're preparing correctly. Ranger School is all about preparedness. That's the update as it stands, guys. I'll make sure to push out more information to you as I get it. Besides that, I've got nothing else for you, and I'll see you on the next one.